Walk us through that a little bit. I mean, where did you really find that this was an area where you could excel at and help people?
Yeah, so my story starts in the real estate game in Marcus and Millichap, a real estate investment firm in Northern California, where I was a commercial real estate broker helping people buy and sell mainly multifamily apartments here in the Sacramento area. And it was 2006 and things were going really well. You know, it kind of reminds me of pre-COVID here. Prices were high, rents were growing, everything was doing very, very good. And then all of a sudden something happened, right? The crash. But even before that, I was brand new to the game and I was just trying to survive in the business. You know, I was newly married, I had a daughter at home, and I was, you know, as a commercial real estate broker, you either sink or swim. Either you make a big check or you make zero. There's no salary, there's no benefits. But I love the business, and I was just trying to make it, and I was making a little bit, and I was getting going. But I don't know if you've ever been so scared, Scott, where you barely made any money, and you're not sure how you're to support your family. But that's where I was. It wasn't always easy, you know. It was a struggle, and people are telling me, "Go get a real job. What are you doing?" And I just started to get some momentum going in the business, and then 2008 hit, and then it really became like, "Oh my gosh, do you love this business, or are you going to go, you know, get a real job," as a lot of my friends would say, right? And I said, you know, I love the business. I'm going to figure out a way to do it. So I did what every good entrepreneur does. And I actually went and got a side job at a restaurant, Cheesecake Factory, serving cheesecake nights. And by days, I would call and help owners get out of or figure out a way to lower their tax rate based upon new property values from things that just completely hit the wall, help them negotiate with banks, help them get concessions with their renters, help them do anything they can to keep them going. Because not only was I going through this struggle financially, but they were going through something that was very stressful too. They were losing half of their wealth. Some of them lost everything during this crash. And so we try to figure out, how do we add value to clients, and how do we help them escape feeling trapped by capital gains tax? And what we found out as we did our research was people had done 1031 exchanges and they had overpaid for properties, right? They had sold high and bought higher 180 days later. And they had taken on massive amount of debt. And then when the music stopped, they were left with values that were lower than what they owed for some of them, or close to it, or cash flow that was unpredictable, right, with people losing their jobs. And so they were losing everything. So we said, there's got to be a better way. And I don't know if you've ever had someone come into your life that teaches you something that opens up a whole nother, what they call a blue ocean opportunity, but that's exactly what happened to me. My manager at Marcus & Millichap at the time brought in a gentleman, this is about 2009, to speak on what's called the Deferred Sales Trust. And at that point, we understood that now we can help people escape the capital gains tax, the 1031 exchange forever, so they never have to feel forced to overpay per property, never have to face having to take on too much debt. And so the plan was this: I was going to roll it out to my clients, I was going to grow my business, and I was going to help a lot of people and become, like, you know, the top broker at doing this. And so that's what I started to do. I started to roll it out. My business started to grow, and my value started to grow because I was giving them something that no one else had. And I like to liken this to Blockbuster versus Netflix. The Blockbuster is like the old 1031 exchange. Right. Very restrictive. 45 days to identify, 180 days to close, equal or greater value, have to stay in the same asset class type, right? I love commercial real estate, but I also love it when the prices are more of a buyer's market, which we think we're going to move into. Well, that's the old way of doing things. The new way is the Deferred Sales Trust. It's like Netflix, right? You can buy whenever you want to. You can be passive or active. You can put it into multiple asset types. You can put it in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or real estate, or a new business venture, or developing real estate. You don't have to do equal or greater value. You don't have to take on any debt if you don't want to. You get a brand new depreciation schedule. And as soon as I understood that, everything changed. And fast forward, 5 kids now, my wife and I have been able to be full-time. First was commercial real estate broker, then it transitioned to training brokers, training financial advisors, training commercial real estate operators, luxury realtors on how to use this strategy so they can grow their business, and or if you're the client listening to this, so that you can escape feeling trapped by capital gains tax.
You have just listened to another information-packed episode of Capital Gains Tax Solutions with Brett Swarts. We hope you enjoyed today's show and found it helpful. Visit capitalgainstaxsolutions.com to access the show notes and to access more resources. Don't forget to leave a review and join us again next time.